we awoke on an early morning to our first day of school some 12 years ago, most of us were unabated in our enthusiasm. We eagerly anticipated the arrival of the big yellow bus to transport us away from home and into a new world. This enthusiasm for school continued for quite some time. However, as the years passed, our zeal for school began to fade. By the time we reached high school, our enthusiasm had all but disappeared, turned into indifference, and even loathing. Why did this occur? The reason stems from the fact that school takes the joy out of learning. Formal education, day after day, reinforces the false stereotype that learning is tedious and boring. School crushes the desire to learn, causing students to perceive learning as something that is a pain, like a wearisome chore that has to be done no matter what. School accomplishes this by setting up a system which tells its students to do the following things. 1. Attend class daily, be quiet, and pay complete attention. 2. Memorize any information that is thrown at you within a 50-minute period. And 3. Take the teacher's or principal's words as the absolute truth. If a student follows these dogmatic rules, he or she is hailed a model student, the embodiment of academic perfection. What utter nonsense. All three of these things are antithetical to true learning. For example, take the first one, attending class daily. Why does a student have to submit himself to over 20 hours of lecturing a week on topics that are already discussed in full detail in their own textbooks? Daily classes and lecturing cause students to become passive and uninterested in learning. Instead of reading and exploring the topics for himself, the student is fed information through banal class lectures. The process and joy of learning is completely taken away. This is just one example of how school creates in a student an apathy towards learning. There are many others, of course, but they are too numerous to mention. Nevertheless, they all show the same thing, that school is not a place to truly learn. To those who are still students in school, I urge you to take a day, a week, or even a month off from the dogma of compulsory education. Pursue a hobby or interest. Start an independent science project. Read a good book. Do anything that will broaden and deepen your mind. Try to find the true spirit of learning. And to the class of 1990, I beseech you, don't let the experiences of Richland Senior High School influence the way you perceive learning. Learning is sublime, one of the greatest experiences an individual can enjoy throughout his entire life. I sincerely hope that school has not instilled in you to think otherwise. Thank you.